Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We have, over the years, recorded some 400 and odd videos about Ray Franz,
Mm-hmm.
going through the entire text of In Search of Christian Freedom when we found out that the book was no longer available or prohibitively expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And we've also done 70 videos based on the book we're going to talk about now, Crisis of Conscience, his first book that has helped hundreds of thousands of Jehovah's Witnesses adjust to life after the Watchtower, or even get them out of the Watchtower.
Yeah.
But we didn't cover the first half, which is more introductory to the world and thinking of Jehovah's Witnesses and the control of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
But the second half we've covered already, so that's more his personal story of leaving and what happened at Bethel around 1980.
Mm-hmm.
This gives the backstory, so we want to cover the rest of the book. So we
Mm-hmm.
thought today to look at the intro. Well, first of all, what did Ray want to put on the first page? Because we're going to now make this one of our basic library for Jehovah's Witness videos. We haven't done that with Ray yet, this book. So we want to do that. And what does he put, what does he select to put on the cover of the book and then in his intro
Right.
before the table of contents?
So the title is Crisis of Conscience, and then right under that it says, by Raymond Franz, former member of governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses. And this, the caption that he has under that is, the struggle between loyalty to God and loyalty to one's religion. And then another thought, a penetrating view of a religion's supreme council and their dramatic power over human lives. So that's what he puts on the cover. So in the inside, I thought this was so good. It's sort of like the flyleaf before he gets right into the meat of things, because it's an answer I would like to give to the people in the comment section who say, get on with your life. Why are you so negative about this religion? Why do you keep talking about it? Why do you feel the need to make these negative videos, whatever? I think it's a perception that I'd like to correct, and I think Ray Franz actually corrects it by what
Right
he
here.
chooses to say. He quotes from a Watchtower magazine, January 15, 1974. When persons are in great danger from a source that they do not suspect, or are being misled by those they consider their friends, is it an unkindness to warn them? They may prefer not to believe the warning. They may even resent it. But does that free one from the moral responsibility to give that warning? The Watchtower has a good answer for the reason we keep talking about this.
Our moral responsibility. I love it.
We do. And it's people we love, and these people believe everything they're being told, and they are being misled.
And that has eternal consequences.
This is the final thing he says here. Life is uncertain, and when a man dies, when he knows, okay, so I have to reread that. Life is uncertain, and when a man dies, what he knows dies along with him, unless he passes it on while still in life. What this book contains is written out of a sense of obligation to people whom I sincerely love. In all good conscience, I can say that its aim is to help and not to hurt. If some of what is presented is painful to read, it was also painful to write. It is hoped that the reader will recognize that the search for truth need never be destructive of faith, that every effort to know and uphold truth will, instead, strengthen the basis for true faith. What those reading this information will do with it, of course, is their own decision. At least it will have been said, and a moral responsibility will have been met. So I would say that's the reason why we feel we need to do this as well.
It's a view of divine providence, namely that if you're in a situation, you didn't get there just by your own will. you got there through circumstances, and ultimately all circumstances have to do with God's providence. So Ray, I think, has decided that if he could think that he's spent his life serving a false religion, but at the age of 60 he leaves and spends the rest of his life, almost 30 years,
helping
people who are in the same predicament he was in. That's noble. It's not negative.
Yeah.
And so we feel too that we have a moral obligation to do what the Watchtower itself says you should do if you know something that is dangerous to people.
Yeah, and he took a lot of negativity from people. He also got a lot of love from people because they appreciated his tone and his kindness in telling them what they didn't know.
We've met a lot of people who read this book who weren't Jehovah's Witnesses, but got a great deal of help in understanding how Jehovah's Witnesses think and why they're trapped. And some people don't even regard them as a cult. They just think of them just as another Christian option, and they need to read this book.
Yeah. So I think they get a better understanding of the amount of control that the organization has over these people. So we were going to put as our links at the end 3 playlists.
3 playlists, and they are the Ray Franz In Search of Christian Freedom playlist, which I think is over 360 videos altogether, the whole book.
So we read through it and give commentary.
And the 70 in the Ray Franz Crisis of Conscience playlist, which is the back of the book, the last half of this book. And the other one,
personal story, right?
The Basic Library for Jehovah's Witnesses, which I think now is over 40 videos, where you get the testimony of Ray and, well, dozens, I think by now dozens of others who are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses who also had a crisis of conscience, and many of them had extreme difficulty in leaving and didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
But somehow they were forced out by the power of the truth.
Basic books that will help you if you're a witness or an ex-witness.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time when we plow into the chapter 1 of the book.
Yeah.
See you soon.